My sweet chiddly diddlies. All right, sweet. So we're going to roll through this analysis right here. We're going to go through at light speed. Before I start, as usual, I'm going to sit here. I'm going to ask you to click the like button. I'm going to give you 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. And if you didn't, hopefully I'll get you by the end of this video, okay? So let's dive right in. So yesterday, Eurjpy was the only trade that I took. I actually called it live on the recording yesterday. If you just watch yesterday's video, I entered this trade right here. What ended up happening, price broke above this zone, then it came back and tested and it started to reject. And after this little 5-minute rejection, I was pretty sure price was at least going to pulse up and hit the stop. So I went ahead and closed there at break even. And I call this in the free Telegram channel as well. I closed it at break even, and then it ended up going down into profit. And then we were waiting on a re-entry. I never took a re-entry. I was out on a walk with my dog at that time. Kind of sad because this thing ended up ripping down to a 1-to-5 risk to reward ratio. So that was kind of bum, you know. I mean, we got out of break even, so you know, it wasn't a loss. That's cool. But yeah, it ended up going all the way to the target. So I mean, we were right about the overall move, brothers and sisters. It did bounce, just as shared in the analysis video yesterday. From that 1 hour zone to this 1 hour zone, whatever, coulda, shoulda, woulda, right? You know, it is what it is. At least it wasn't a loser, you know. So there's that. That was the one trade from yesterday. There's nothing else. Now let's just throw some zones here in the chart. We're going to be doing the most clear zones, and we're going to see what goes on. So we've got this zone right here on Eurjpy at the 128.58 level, or whatever this is. Yeah, 128.65. So it looks like price is bouncing a support right there. We also have this zone up here. I'm gonna drag it down just a little bit because that's where the previous highs were interacting. We could see a nice little bounce off here this morning, and if we don't see a bounce off there this morning, we will probably see a break above, followed by a retest of this zone to take longs up into the price point of 129.40, guys. This is my golden analysis, right? Break your retest. It's either going to reject here. If we see rejection, sells might be viable. It's already tested here twice, failed to continue down substantially. You know, we made a lower low, but then we made a double bottom. Now we're coming back up. I'm not so biased on this sell opportunity. What I really like is this thing right here, this break above the recent highs, retest, then trade longs up here to 129.4. So that, my sweet children, is what I'll be looking for today on Eurjpy. So let's get into it on GBP-JPY. Same thing. This is pretty freaking easy right here. We've got this zone here. This is kind of a little bit of BS that it was broke above and like faked out that zone, but it still broke back below and tested right there yesterday and then fell down. So I mean, still pretty viable. I'm going to tidy up this zone right here. We're going to see what this looks like. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, you know, I mean, sort of, kind of, sort of, I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and wait on this. I'm going to wait on price to come back down here, test, and maybe bounce back up here to the previous highs. And I will be setting an alert right here. What is this trade based off of? I know it's really confusing, guys. I know it's just really painful and hard to follow these trades for free in Telegram. By the way, if you're not on my free Telegram channel, hit the link in the description of this video and do my free training. If you watch the damn 1 hour long video about how I trade, I'll literally teach you all this stuff for free. And then I'll email you a link after 1 hour to the free Telegram channel. But yeah, hit the link in the description for my free training. I'm waiting on a retest here to bounce. That's my whole system. Break a retest of a horizontal zone. That's it. Just support and resistance levels. It's just bounces of support and resistance levels. It's so stupidly simple. So I'm just waiting on a retest here. If it starts to bounce, then I'll look to take longs further up to 150.61. AED-JPY. So let's see this. What happened here yesterday? Oh yeah, we didn't get this trade a couple days ago. Remember this right here? We were waiting on it to pull lower and it never pulled lower. Instead, it ended up just ripping off upwards. So that was cool. Wow, missed out on a couple dollars right there. Let's tidy up this zone. So we'll go back to the 1 hour. Yeah, this zone's already been murdered twice. Once right there and a second time right there. So I'm going to go ahead and just retract my zone right here. I'm going to take some white out and just retract my zone. It looks like we're in a straight bull run until these previous highs up here. So I will tell you what I'm going to do. Sweet kids, I don't know. By the way, if you're somebody who gets offended at me calling you sweet kids, you are a sweet child if you are here on my channel, right? Some people are religious and they're children of God. Some people are Nick Shawnist and they're here on my channel. You're children of Nick Shawn. Okay, I will call you sweet children. So help me God, I will call you sweet children. unless I'm feeling a little bit more serious, then I'll call you my friendly adults or something like that. So if you're offended, I'm so sorry. I mean, yeah, it is what it is, right? We're all sweet children at the end of the day. We're all kids. We're just older kids or younger kids. So I'm waiting on price to push up here into this resistance zone. And if we hit this resistance zone and start to bounce, I will likely look for sells off of this zone right here. That's what I'm looking for. I don't really see any other clear zones right in here. I mean, we've got this trashy support resistance level here. It was kind of support, it's kind of resistance, but there's a lot of leakage, you know, back and forth through this zone. So I don't really want to be using that to base my trades off of. We do not want to be bringing any dirty zones back home to mom and dad. So we're not going to be using that one. Just sells off the resistance. For GBP USD, all right, looks like we sort of have a zone right here. We've had support twice, resistance 1, 2, 3 times. We'd had temporary resistance, it looks like, here in the minute 5. Whoo-hoo, yes, we did. We had like a little double top right there. Didn't crack the lows and continue down, but did have a temporary pause. You know what could occur, ladies and gents, sweet children? I'm so stupid. We could see a retest here. It could be a break a retest and continue up to these previous highs. I do have this daily support resistance zone. I'm going to take this shit off the chart because it does not even look like price even cares about that zone right now. We want to be using the most relevant zones. This right here, we've had a little bit of rejection one time here as resistance and a second one where we had a big sell-off. We could see price stop right there. I don't really know what I want to look for GU. We could also have a break above here and a test. You know, I don't really know, to be honest. There's some other stuff that looks better than GU this morning. We don't really have a lot of clear zones. I told you guys yesterday I wouldn't be trading GU, and you know what would have happened if you would have tried to have traded GU bounce, right? We had this little stupid uptrend channel thing. You would have probably gotten stopped if you were looking for buys right here, brother, and if you were looking for sells somewhere up here at this resistance zone, you would have gotten stopped on that too. That's why we don't trade trash support resistance zones. Because if I get stopped out, I want to at least be able to say, yeah, you know, this trade looked fine. There was nothing wrong with it. And then I will take the stop out in stride with a smile on my face. I may not be smiling, but I'll take it in stride and be like, yeah, you know, it was a good trade. There's plenty of rejection. The zone was clear. There was nothing sketchy about the zone. And then I'm happy to take the stop out in that case. But yeah, so all right, so now we're gonna be looking at EU. So price broke above the zone, came back. I'm looking for it to come back here, retest. This looks a little bit better than GU, just because we really smashed above this zone, pulled back. It was a recent high, so it's been recently respected. I'm gonna use these highs right here as the next stop for where price might be able to go. And when I say next stop, I don't mean next stop loss. I mean next stop, like the next location where price might go. Yesterday I was looking for this trade right here. I didn't take any of these trades yesterday. I didn't take any trades or call any trades in this. The only one was EJ yesterday. Kind of glad I didn't, because I was worried if price would go higher up to this like previous zone up here and then pull back, because we had like a little bit of a support resistance zone up here. So I left it alone. I'm kind of glad I did. I'm really glad I did, because you know it would have been a stop out, so whatever. But now price is above this zone. I think I'm gonna have to drag this zone up a little bit to like maybe right here. Yeah, right here, and I'll lower it a little bit. So we're gonna have to trade off of a wider zone. If you have a wider zone, it's best to wait for price to come all the way like deep into the zone, like to the bottom of it, and then start showing rejection. Because oftentimes it'll barely tap like the previous recent high of the zone, but you still got all of this area down here where price could go lower to fill like the previous wicks all the way in there. So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna set an alert down here. If price can come all the damn way into there and then start rejecting, I mean that'll be a good entry. It'll give you plenty of upside. So yeah, and you could also look for sells right here on EU at this resistance zone. What would also be really nice is if it kind of breaks above the resistance zone, tests and tries to bounce, but then fails and breaks back below the 1 hour zone, and then retests the 1 hour zone. And then right here you have a break a retest of a 1 hour zone, and if there's rejection, you can just look to sell price down to the previous support. We are trading the bounces of the support and resistance levels. No institutional order flow bank trading smart money liquidation strategy required. All you do is you just trade the bounces of the support resistance zones. So we were looking at AUD USD yesterday. We were looking at this setup right here. We're looking for the potential of price to come up into this zone and start bouncing down. And when I did my analysis on this yesterday, price was sitting kind of right in here. That should have been around New York session. Let's go pull up the sessions. So no, it looks like price was down in here when I was doing the analysis right around the start of New York session yesterday. So I ended up leaving this alone, much like Euro USD. On top of that, there was a lot of the employment news yesterday. We had like 3 red folder news file things for whatever it was right here. Yeah, here we go. The initial jobless claims, which happened right here, 7:30 yesterday. A lot of high, what is this? High impact news. So along with that, and along with like all the volatility, I was like, probably better to leave this alone. So I left these trades off the table. I didn't take anything. They might have, kind of gone at a profit initially. Well, you would have been murdered on the first news spike anyway. That's why it's best to leave like major news events alone. Mainly just NFP and FOMC. But every now and then, if I see like a huge red folder US dollar news event, like you're almost always going to get screwed trying to trade it. Even if you're right. I mean, if you were right about the buy, cool, it would have gone up, but you would have been stopped out down here. If you were right about the sell, you would have been right about the sell right here, but you would have gotten stopped out on that up spike. So it's kind of like goofy to trade the news. I mean, unless you're using a really tight stop, and even then your broker will usually slip your trade because it goes up so fast it doesn't fill you at your stop loss order. So it's kind of goofy to trade the news if you're a day trader. If you're a swing trader, you're just holding through all this crap, whatever, you're fine. But if you're trying to day trade it like your mate Nick Sean over here, then it's probably better to avoid some news events. I'm gonna go ahead and not rely on this zone down here anymore. I'm gonna leave this one alone. Doesn't look like we've got anything cool in here. I mean, literally price just swiped through it over and over. Not very reliable, my friends. We do have this zone right in here, but this one is also very sloppy. We've got pins through it down here. We've also got all these up spikes through it. So I'm just gonna be leaving this one alone. What would be a good play this morning is either looking for sells off this resistance zone. I wouldn't try to target the previous low all the way down here because this is kind of like a random resistance zone. Yes, it's likely price could bounce off this zone temporarily and then maybe come back up and screw around. But you would at least expect an initial bounce right here because these are where the previous 1 hour highs are all sitting. A lot of people have their pending orders for take profit fills and sell limits up here. So yeah, I mean, it's likely you'll see a little bit of a bounce anyway here at this zone. I wouldn't be trying to hold it right here for the big 10-inch long trade, if you know what I mean, ladies. I got a 10-inch trade, I got a 9-inch trade right here. You see this 9.24-inch long trade right here? I wouldn't be trying to hold it for there. I'm an average guy. I'd like to go for the 5.3 trade. And to be honest, no, I'd probably the 1-to-1 would probably be a way better idea for right here. We'll have to see what happens for this. What would also be very nice is if we see a break above and a retest right here, because if we see that, I mean, look at all this potential upside. Your next stop would at least be right there. And I mean, like, we're talking about the bare bones. You're on the side of the road, like begging with like a hat that people are putting money into, and you're saying like, hey, I need some help, food, water. This is the bare minimum zone that you could take profits at, the earliest zone. But really, I mean, if I were in this trade and I would be looking for it to sort of the upside, to make myself feel slightly more confident in this zone, I would just go to the 4 hour and look and try to see. I mean, if you look right here, this zone is not really the most relevant. We do have price slashing through it 1, 2, sort of 3, 4 times, not respecting it. This zone up here, on the other hand, looks like it's been pretty nicely respected the last 3 times. So if anything, you could take profits like right there at the lows, like right before the zone starts. And that would be pretty good upside, my sweet children. My sweet children of Nick Sean. Unless you're religious, then children of God. It's fine. You get to choose which child you want to be, but you're still a child. I'm gonna set an alert up here, and then I'm gonna wait for price to come down and test this zone again. And I'll probably be looking for buys. I don't think I'm gonna look for the sell setup. We've been making higher lows right in here, like 1, 2, 3 higher lows right here. I could see this temporarily sell off, like I said, but I don't know. Probably be best to just kind of wait for the steam to kind of wear off. You guys been enjoying my jokes? Maybe you should hit the like button on this video or comment and tell me or something. I'm waiting until after I have my coffee in the morning to make these videos, which is why it's like 6:46 a.m. So instead of this video coming out at 5:46 a.m., I wait about an hour after I've had my coffee, or not after, but I drink my coffee and then I make the video. So I'm more lively, I'm more bubbly and like stupid and happy. So as opposed to halfway falling asleep. We had someone in the comments a couple videos ago who's like, oh my gosh, I'm falling asleep because it's so boring. Your voice is monotone. And the videos end up being like 30 minutes long instead of like 15 or something. So I can go a little bit faster and be a little bit more bubbly and funny if I have my coffee. Let me know in the comments if you like it or if it makes it more fun to learn if I act stupid in these videos. So gold did not end up continuing down like we thought she would yesterday. I mean, then again, there was no trade setup because it didn't break, didn't retest or anything. Instead, price rocketed up probably due to that unemployment news. We had worse than expected results. So US dollar should have tanked. I mean, did it tank? Did USDJPY tank? Yeah, whew, I was about to feel really dumb if it would have gone up. Yeah, so US dollar tanked and then these asset classes shot up. So that was good. Came to a 4-hour zone and started rejecting. Good job, gold. Yay, you bounced up. Cool. Didn't expect it. I'm going to delete all of these little dumb zones right here. Price just slashed above. For today, I could see gold come and test here and start bouncing right there for a little bit, maybe even back to these previous highs. I'd be taking profits a little bit before if I were you, but you know, you're you, so you choose whatever you want to do. We've already had a rejection of this previous level here. So we could see like another rejection, or we could see a break above and retest and then a continuation upwards. I don't really know. Gold is really, you know, I kind of suck at trading gold, to be honest. I mean, let's see what trades have I taken this month on gold that worked out. Let's see. It's this September 15th. I won one here for 3. I lost one trade here for -1. Oh man. Let us see, sweet children. Then I won this one here for 3. Then I lost this one for 1. And that was like at the end of August. This was right around the beginning. So I've won 50% of my trades the past month. Only 4 trades past month on gold. So I won like almost 4 there, and I won 3 here. So it's like 6.7 minus the 2. So it's 4.7 units of R. So I mean, actually, so I guess I don't suck at trading gold. I just don't get many trading opportunities because like, look, she like swipes back and forth through all the zones so much. It's like dumb. It's crazy. Got all these, even if you get the move right, like you get pinned right before the move half the time and you go. So I don't know. I do not know, my sweet children. That is it. So whatever. I don't think I'm gonna be trading gold today. But again, if you're gonna be looking to trade gold, a bounce right here at 1744 would be likely. I mean, it's a very obvious zone. It was support and then resistance twice. If we come back in, we should see a bounce there, at least temporarily. We got US 30 here just ripping off of this extreme low right here, which is it's pretty good. Yeah. So the next stop I see up here, we do have all these little subzones. Like we've got like that crap right there. We've got this one right here. We've got this previous high. I think I'm just going to be waiting, you know, I'm just going to be waiting on the world to change right here up at 34,287. That's probably going to be waiting for today because I could see like a little bit of a bounce right there. Now I don't know if US 30 was going to like have a huge rip down in here again. But at least like a bounce right there with some good risk reward, that would be viable. You know, I think that a price could bounce right there. So I'll be looking for that. Gold, whatever. SPY coming to the lows again of the uptrend. So we've got these 4-hour uptrend. SPY coming, testing the previous low, kind of like US 30 did yesterday. We'll have to see where SPY opens because this is like yesterday's data where market closed. Luckily, we're fortunate enough to be able to see US 30 being margin traded by everyone. So we can kind of see like the hour-to-hour thing with US 30, how things are going without having to wait till the market opens again. But yeah, it is what it is. So I'll be looking for those. For Bitcoin, we did not get price come down to 38K. So the plan has changed, my sweet children. The plan has changed. Now we're looking for 44,000 price point. So why are we looking for the 35, 44, whatever this is price point? We are looking for the $44,000 price point because if we go to the daily chart, we have to take it context-based analysis, right? So if we go to the daily chart price, yeah, it didn't come down into here, you know, got the zone wrong, whatever the hell, you know, maybe the zone is actually up here and we just missed the buy, you know, cool, whatever, I'm fine with it. I waited, I was patient, I waited for what I wanted to happen, it didn't happen, cool, whatever. We didn't lose any money because it could have still gone down. Now what we have is we have price formed lows of support right in here. Everybody was buying. We had a rocket up through this zone last night. Now what could happen is price could fall back down this zone. If we see some rejection right here, it'd be a good time to go long on Bitcoin to take profits back here at the previous. Is that the previous high? No, previous high 64,000. This is a good sign for crypto returning to bullish territory, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink. This right here to the previous high would be a 19% move, which would be really cool. You know, if you buy 100K in Bitcoin, you'll make 19K off that push up there if you take profits, and if you hold, you make a decent little chunk of change, especially if you're getting to the alts and micro caps and stuff like that. 40% back to the previous, just before the previous high. So that's what I'm gonna be waiting for on Bitcoin. The new plan is now 44K ish, a little bit more, a little 44,170, something like that. So that's what I'm be looking for Bitcoin now. It's the updated analysis based in the context of what has occurred here at this zone. We never saw 38K. It's the second time this happened to me. I was waiting to buy Bitcoin down in here, right at 28K before it ripped up. And now this time I was waiting to buy Bitcoin right here underneath the lows at 38K. And we ripped up again from it. I mean, I got really lucky over here in March and April. Made like 200K off of all this crap going up from here. And I was trading everything in here. I was buying all the dips, especially in the altcoins. I made so much money margin trading them as well. Like I've told you guys in previous videos, I am not looking to give any profits back unless we're in some very safe looking bets here on crypto. I don't want to do any YOLO, any hodl bullshit. I'm not that type of guy. I got family, I got a house I got to pay for. I can't be YOLO in it all on crypto right now. So yeah, I'm waiting for the nice, safe, clean bets to trade. And that's it. That's the analysis for today. So we'll go through a quick recap again. EJ, we're looking for price to either bounce off this level, which it's already really doing. Yeah, we've already had a double top right here. We'll probably see it come down a little bit. I'm going to set an alert up here, and if it comes back into this zone and rejects again, I think I might even take a little short right there. We'll look and see if we get a bounce there, and if not, a break above and retest. I know I said at the beginning of this thing, like, no, I'm not going to be looking for sells. Context-based analysis, guys, things can change at any time. If price pushes up into here again and it keeps showing rejection, I mean, obviously, you're not going to be trying to buy it. So, I mean, obviously, if you're in a buy already and price is rejecting, then you might be looking to sell it. So it's like you put everything together based on the context of the situation, right? And your interpretation of the price action, candlestick analysis. You'll be like, all right, it might be a better idea to sell instead of buy. So it all depends on what price is doing at the zones. Looks like GJ is respecting this zone right here, 150.6. This is pretty cool. I'm going to set an alert back here at this previous zone. Not sure if I'll be trading off of it. I'm not sure yet. But we already thought price might be pulling back here to this zone anyway, to then go long for a buys. So I might be able to take a sell. I mean, if we get a retest, obviously, a sell from here down to 150.08. And then from there, we might be able to get a buy back up to the zone. It's Friday today, so I'm only going to be trading the first few hours of the session because things usually get slow after 12. So that'll only be for the next 5 hours, my sweet children. AUDJPY, waiting on a push up and a potential sell. GBPUSD, I don't really know these zones. Screw this. I'm just not going to look anything on GU. EU, 2 potential setups if we get a nice close above, a break and a retest right here for a bounce upwards. And if we get a straight push up, if price starts rejecting, potentially a sell. Potentially. We'll see. Follow me in the free Telegram channel. I'll share the analysis. ADUSD, potential sell real quick here, but really the long bias looks a little bit nicer. So we'll just kind of watch that as it happens. US30, I don't know if I'm looking to take anything today. I don't know. It depends on what US equities do. Gold, I don't really know. I mean, we could see a test here, but I'm not sure. I'll go ahead and set an alert. I'll watch what happens on the retest. If we start seeing rejection, I may take a little buy right there. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that's it. Support and resistance levels trading. If you like this video, hopefully I earned your like. Hopefully you hit the damn like button, because now I'm taking the time to put some quality, like production quality into these videos now. I'm drinking my coffee in the morning first, and I'm lively, I'm awake, I'm cracking jokes. It's a lot of work over here being a guru, trying to be funny, trying to do some analysis, trying to share some value, sharing some free Telegram analysis. It's a lot of work being a guru. So all I ask is you hit the like button. All right, you guys have a great rest of trading day and a great weekend. Cheers, everyone. Bye.